Hey, it's the Ordinary Magician here, and this is my performance and tutorial for a trick I call the 4x4 prediction. For this trick I'm going to be using my Bicycle Divine deck. Before I get into the trick, I just want to go over this deck because I really do like this deck. I don't use this deck that often just because I really like the artwork on it, and I'm trying to keep it as nice as I can. But anyway, you see the front of the packet is really nice. There's some really nice artwork on the back. That's actually the design on the back of the cards, which I'll show you now. So you see the court cards, they're really nice, and I mean the cards are really nice. The deck, sorry, there's the design on the back. The deck actually comes with a blank card, and the two jokers are pretty neat. You can see the joker there, he's holding an ace of spades. I'm not sure if you can see that. So you can use that for production if you want. Speaking of the ace of spades, I'll just show you that quickly. So again, ace of spades, very nice artwork. So yeah, anyway, so let's get into the trick. So again, this is the 4x4 card prediction. So we're going to deal out 4 cards, and in each row we're going to deal 4 cards. Okay, so I don't have a spectator here, so we're just going to pretend that we do. So what you do is you would deal this out, and you would say to your spectator to look at the cards that are dealt on the table and for them to pick out a card. So let's say they choose the Queen of Hearts. So you're going to say to the spectator, which row is your card in? And they're going to say point to that one, or they're going to say row 2. So then what you do is you pick up your cards and you're going to deal them out again. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you're going to say, do you see your card again? And they're going to say, yes I do. It's in the first row. So you're going to say, okay. So then what you do is you grab all your cards, and now you're going to give them a quick shuffle, and you're just going to mix them up a bit. It doesn't have to be anything extensive, just to mix up the cards a bit. So now what you're going to do is you're going to deal them face down. So you're going to go, same thing, piles of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now, what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to point to any 2 piles they want. So let's say they choose those 2 piles. So you're going to take those piles and you're going to remove them from the equation, leaving you with 2 piles. So now you're going to say, okay, choose another pile. So they choose that pile, so you're going to remove this pile. And then you're going to split this in 2. Please choose a pile. They choose that pile. You're going to take that, and then you're going to go choose a card. They point to that card, and that is in fact the selected card, Queen of Hearts. That's the performance of 4x4 card prediction. You've probably seen variations of that trick. It's pretty simple. And up next is the tutorial. Okay, so now for the tutorial. This is a very beginner trick. Very simple, and will take next to no practice. A lot of people have seen this trick performed. It's not a trick I would perform in a professional type setting, but hey, you know, if you're at a party or with some friends, it's a good trick to do. And you know, you may want to do it in your routine. A lot of people have seen it. That's the only issue. A lot of people know how to do it because this is like a trick that, you know, everyone's grandfather or uncle has done. But I throw in a little mix with the shuffling, so because you may have picked it up watching it, but the layperson probably won't pick up how you found their card or how you're doing it, especially when you throw in the shuffling aspect. But let's get to the tutorial. So you have yourself in this position where you have 4 rows of 4 cards. You're going to ask your spectator to look at a card they see and pick a card in their head. So just for the purposes of the video, we'll do the 3 of Hearts again, which is down here. So you're going to ask the spectator where their card is. So they're going to point to that row. So you know that their card is either the 3 of Diamonds, Queen of Spades, 5 of Spades, or the 3 of Hearts. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick that row up last. So you're going to grab all the cards and you're going to pick that row up last. So now what you're going to do is you're going to deal them back out in the same way you just had them. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, so now the spectator is now looking for their card, but we know that the last row we picked up contain their card, and the first 4 cards we dealt out are now at the top. So their card is one of these top cards. So whatever row they point to, that is going to be their card. So they point to this row, we know that this row is where their card is, so their card is the 3 of hearts, because that's the top card. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to collect the cards, leaving their row for last. So now we know that their card, the 3 of hearts, is on top of the deck. So here's what I do. I now shuffle the deck. So I give it a quick shuffle, mixing up the cards. And that'll throw off most people, even if they've seen the trick. But all I'm doing is I'm bringing the card to the bottom of the deck. And it's very easy to do. All I'm doing is when I pull the shuffle, I'm just pulling the top card down into my hand, so their card is in the bottom. So now I'm gripping it with my fingers in the bottom here, and I'm just shuffling the deck, all while controlling that on the bottom. And you can grab the cards as long as you control that on the bottom, and you can shuffle it as much as you want. So as long as their card stays on the bottom, you're fine. So now that I know that their card is on the bottom, I'm going to deal the cards 4 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll do our final pile here. 1, 2, 3. So again, this is the last card, 4. So I know that this here is their card. So this, all I have to know right now is that that's their card. So you ask them to point to 2 piles. So say they point to these 2 piles. So they point to these 2 piles, their card is not in those 2 piles. So you're going to collect those piles up and you're going to remove them from the equation. Just slide these back up so you can see a bit better. Okay, so now you're going to ask them to point to another pile. Now, we just took away the 2 piles that they pointed to. So now let's say they point to this pile, which contains their card. All you're going to do is you're going to go, this pile, okay, and you're going to take the pile that they did not point to, and they're not going to notice. They're not paying attention to whether you're taking the cards that they're pointing to or the ones that they're not, as long as you don't make a big deal about it and you do it quickly. So now you're going to split this. So now we still know that this is their card. So again, they point to a pile. They point to that pile. We remove that, and we take it away. Now say had they pointed to that pile, we still take that pile away. Now we're going to split the cards. Now again, this is their card. So the final thing is if they point to that card, you're going to take that card away and produce their card. And if they point to their card, then you're just going to produce their card. And that's it. As long as you know where their card is and you constantly keep an eye on it, and through process of elimination, this will work every time. And sometimes it's actually a pretty powerful trick. And if it's performed correctly, and I find with that shuffle, it tends to get a fairly good reaction. And that's the 4x4 card prediction. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, and there will be some more videos to come.